Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Houston.
The 5-1 start to the homestand has Astros fans jumping for joy. Tonight, Ozzie Guillen and the Miami Marlins come to town on a 6-game win streak. Wandy Rodriguez takes the hill for the Astros in search of his 4th straight win. So concentrate, people. The Astros take on the Marlins next on Fox Sports Houston. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, it's the first of 3 between the Astros and the Miami Marlins. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. The Astros had won 5 in a row until yesterday. The Marlins have won 6 in a row, and it should be a good matchup this series, JD.
Yeah, when we first saw the Marlins in Miami, they were scuffling a little bit. Now starting to hit the ball a little bit better, and we have a nice pitching matchup for you tonight, too. A couple of veterans going to the hill. Carlos Zambrano against Wandy Rodriguez. We know all about Carlos. He's made about 35 starts in his career against the Astros, 16 wins against Houston, and 9-4 here at Minute Maid Park. But Wandy Rodriguez takes a backseat to very few pitchers in the National League this year. He's 3-2 with a very good 1.64 earned run average.
Coming up, as these two teams traded 3 5-4 games in Miami early this season, what'll this series bring us? Speed at the top of the lineup for both clubs. They both play hard. We'll see who wins it. And Game 1 gets underway in just a moment.
Insurance Group. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today.
Minute Maid Park in the background. Greg Lucas here down on field level. The Astros have just taken the field as Wandy Rodriguez will throw his first warm-up toss, facing Carlos Zambrano, who had some control problems, walking 6 in the meeting between these two earlier in the year, but was tough. Astros ended up winning 5-4. Can history repeat? We'll find out from Bill Brown and Jim DeShays in the booth.
Thank you, Greg. Warm, sultry day outside. The roof is closed, the air conditioning on, and starting lineup for the visiting Marlins brought to you by Hyundai. Jose Reyes at shortstop, Emilio Bonifacio in center field, Hanley Ramirez at third base. The cleanup man is left fielder Logan Morrison. The best player so far this season, Omar Infante at second base, followed by right fielder Giancarlo Stanton. It's Gabby Sanchez at first base. John Buck's the catcher, and Carlos Zambrano's on the mound.
Now, Wandy Rodriguez for the Astros tonight. Let's check in with Doug Brocail for a Wandy scouting report.
Wandy Rodriguez is, our number one. He's been pitching very well. He's attacking with all of his pitches. The one thing that I think keeps Wandy going very well is his combination of fastball and his curveball and being able to dominate with those two pitches.
Wandy off to a great start here in 2012. A winning pitcher last time out against the Mets. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, walked a couple, struck out 5. That was his 3rd consecutive win. So he started no decision, lost, despite pitching well. And now he's run off 3 consecutive W's.
Wandy did not pitch in the series in Miami. He is 3-3 in his career against the Marlins with a 3.18 ERA. And it's switch hitting Jose Reyes leading it off and cracking a line drive to left field. Reyes, who's been coming around, began the night at 234, but jumped all over that first pitch. He has 8 steals as he reaches first.
And so much for that leadoff man looking at some pitches. Reyes attacking early, jumps on that first pitch fastball and hits a rocket out to left. Defensively, you saw JD in left. He's joined by Schaefer in center. Buck gets a start in right. Johnson, Lowry, third short. Big Little on the right side of the infield. And Chris Snyder is the catcher.
It's Emilio Bonifacio, another switch hitter with speed, and he looks at ball 1. Bonifacio leads the league in steals with 14. He's hitting .248 with 2 runs batted in. Looking for his first extra base hit of the year tonight. But if he gets on, he can turn a single into 2 bases.
This immediately has Wandy's attention out there. We talk so much about the stolen base, but sometimes the threat of the steal is as big a weapon as the steal itself, just to take the pitcher, especially early in the game when you're just trying to get oriented and settle in out there. All of a sudden you've got a speed demon on the bases. It shakes you up a little bit.
Showing bunt, Bonifacio looks at a strike. Eric Cooper's the home plate umpire. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Bonifacio, 27 years old, from the Dominican Republic. There's the umpiring crew, Marty Foster, Tim Timmons, and Jeff Kellogg.
Ozzie or somebody in that dugout chirping already for Eric Cooper.
Eric does not seem to be of a mood to hear much of that tonight.
Squelch it early.
Throw goes over to first. Marlins are very much a running team. They lead the league in steals with 33. They've been caught 5 times. Reyes is 8 for 11. Tremendous career percentage of success in steals. Chris Johnson's on the grass at third. And they've got him if they execute. Carlos Lee with a throw to Jed Lowry. He is out. Rod stealing 1 to 3 to 6.
Nice job there by Wandy. And Reyes, he was having a difficult time reading Wandy's move, so he just decides to go first move. And Wandy not only is going to first, but he delivers that ball quickly to Carlos. And we talk so much about the quick pitch to home plate, but with a guy like Reyes on first base, when you go over, get it there in a hurry.
Lowry quickly gets to his right, makes the on-target throw. Lowry has not made an error all season. What a spectacular start this year for Jed Lowry.
He might get the 2012 Newcomer Award. I don't know if we have such a thing, but if we did, he would get it.
We'll give it to him.
This time he's quick enough to get over there and square up behind that ball. One of those guys, he always seems to just get enough on his throws. I mean, he doesn't load up and throw it over 100 miles an hour. He gives you what he needs.
He's not going to go Sean Dunston on you. Hanley Ramirez at 218 with 5 homers, has 20 runs batted in. And He's tied for 7th in the league and runs batted in. Pumps this one up the right field line into the corner. That one hops the wall. Stays right there by the base of the wall. He's cruising into second with a 2-out double.
Hanley off to a very slow start this year. Just a .218 batting average. But showing signs of life in recent games. Had a nice series against the Padres over the weekend. And he, like Reyes, jumping on that first pitch. Double number 6 for the talented Hanley Ramirez. Boy, he's a really good player of speed and power.
And from what we hear, he's been sparkling at third base this season. Now it's Logan Morrison. Morrison, a first baseman by trade, playing the outfield. .271, 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. He dropped a fly ball in Miami that cost the Marlins a game against the Astros in the 9th inning. Wandy delivers, and it's strike one to Morrison, but Morrison 4 for 8 against Rodriguez. And left-handed hitters are hitting .214 against Wandy. Right-handers .223. Not a whole lot of difference. Morrison has terrific career numbers against the Astros to the tune of .465. He's hit in 11 of his 12 career games against Houston.
I hesitate to say it, but Wandy's not allowed a home run yet this year. He's getting more ground balls than he has in the past. Maybe because he's throwing more two-seam fastballs. We tend to get more ground balls with that pitch than you do the four-seamer.
It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Here at home in 4 starts this year, Wandy has won 2 and lost 1 with a 1.42 ERA. .216 batting average against him in 4 home starts. He has the 4th best ERA currently in the majors among left-handed starters. Morrison with terrific career numbers against Houston. 5 for 9 this season. It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count for Wandy. Omar Infante on deck. Morrison has 20 hits and 43 career at bats against the Astros.
Better throw out the scouting report. Get a new one.
Line drive off Wandy, fielded by Altuve, and he gets him. Wandy walking off the mound after that one scorched him somewhere around the waist level, and it is no runs, 2 hits, and a man left in the Marlins first. Line up this way, brought to you by Hyundai. For Brad Mills, they're 13 and 15. It's Jordan Schaefer in center, Jose Altuve at second. J.D. Martinez returning after a day off to play left field. Carlos Lee at first base. Jed Lowry at short. Chris Johnson at third. Travis Buck in right tonight instead of Brian Bogasevic, who gets a rest. Chris Snyder, the catcher, for Wandy Rodriguez.
Big Z, Carlos Zambrano for the Marlins this evening. You see very good numbers against the Astros. We've seen a lot of them, 33 starts, couple relief appearances, 16-8, 2.69 ERA for Zambrano, and 9-4 here at Minute Maid Park. Well, he's got the Ryan Dempster thing going.
Strike one to Schaefer.
Watch, we haven't seen this before from Zambrano. We've seen it from Ryan Dempster, his old mate with the Cubs, with the hand thing going on there.
That's a different wrinkle. Didn't see that from him in Miami.
No, he must have felt like he was tipping his pitches. Because some guys, when they go in to get a changeup or a splitter, they'll fan the glove a little bit, and so they'll try to do something like this to make sure they're doing the same thing on every pitch.
Schaefer taps the foul. Well, Zambrano is winless despite pitching well. 2.53 ERA for 5 starts. 3 times he's left the game with the lead, and the Marlins have not rewarded him with a win, and he has lost a couple. Got a no decision against the Astros, as Greg mentioned, in Miami on April 14th, giving up 1 run in 6 innings. That was one of those that got away from him in the win column. Schaefer had reached base in the first 25 games he played this year to tie the club record at the outset of his season, set by Dennis Menke in 1969, now trying to start a brand new streak. Zambrano opens with a strikeout.
So Wandy gets out of the first inning and dodges a bullet in more ways than one. The Marlins had real good swings at him in that first inning, and inner thigh. Close to being really dangerous, but he got the out, so he gave up 3 rockets in that inning and a fairly well hit ground ball to short and kept it scoreless.
That one hit Altuve, and Jose, 352 hitter with 2 homers, 13 runs batted in, takes his base.
A little two-seamer drifting up and in. You see Altuve leaning into the pitch, leaning to cover the outside corner. Just not able to get out of the way.
First time he's been hit by a pitch this year.
The Marlins defensively, Bonifacio, Stanton, Morrison in the outfield. Ramirez, of course, making the move to third because Reyes has joined the club. Infante and Sanchez on the right side, and the veteran John Buck does the catching.
The Astros have won 6 of their last 7 here at Minute Maid Park. J.D. Martinez hit the first home run in that ballpark in Miami in the regular season. There's ball 1. J.D. had a day off yesterday. 247, 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. Had a good series in Miami, going 5 for 13 with that homer and 4 runs batted in. J.D. 0 for his last 14. Taps that one foul. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Get the eye black on. Be ready. Be ready to play.
That's a gamer.
TJ, look over here. TJ, look over
Fella.
here. TJ.
I'm going to get that kid a weenie and a cold drink.
All 3 of the games in Miami were decided by 5-4 scores. The Marlins won 2 of those, and they went extra innings. There's the throw over to first. They really had a penchant for winning lately in close ones. They've won 4 straight 1-run victories on this road trip, as they've won 6 in a row.
Beat the Giants, a 3-game series, swept San Francisco, all 1-run games, mostly low-run games. The pitching has been very good for the Marlins on this trip. We should expect to play low-run games against that Giant pitching staff, especially in that ballpark. And then San Diego is a good pitcher's park as well.
Anibal Sanchez pitches here tomorrow night for Miami against Naomi Rodriguez, who will be added to the Astros roster after this game. So a player move will have to be made to make room for him in the rotation for tomorrow night. That'll be after the game tonight. Brad Mills was signed here as the count reaches 2-1 on J.D.
Normally with J.D. Martinez, I think the game plan is just let him hit. But the fact that he's been scuffling lately, it may influence Brad Mills' decision here. He may decide to put a little run and hit on or something.
Now 3 balls and a strike on Big Z.
Good thing he didn't. He would have forced J.D. to go after a bad ball. Now be ready to hit. Zambrano A little defensive here with JD. And this one, JD was going good. He was not attacking early very often. Once in a great while he would, but for the most part he was very patient and he worked his way into these hitters' counts. 2-0, 3-1.
Takes a strike and it's a full count. Zambrano has won 125 games in his major league career with 83 losses. 16-8 against Houston.
A lot of turmoil for Zambrano over the years in Chicago, but through it all, a very capable starting pitcher.
And that includes a no-hitter against the Astros in 08. This is his 34th career start against Houston. That's tied for the most in his career against an opponent coming into this game. 33 with Cincinnati as well. Runner going, and it's a swing and a miss. Buck's throw hits the mound. It's going to be interference on Martinez on the throw as Buck's arm hit the batter Martinez. So Altuve is declared out on batter interference, and that's a double play to end it with no score in the first. And Altuve was running on the pitch, not considered to be a caught stealing. Here's the interference.
You see JD drifting across the plate, interfering with the throw from Buck. JD's out with a swing and miss on a changeup. Altuve ruled out because of the batter interference on Buck.
Now after a scoreless but eventful first inning, we move to the second, and it's Omar Infante. Really has played well for the Marlins through some leg problems in the early going. There's ball one to Infante. 326, 5 homers, 12 runs batted in. 651 slugging percentage, third best in the league. This one's in the air, and Jed Lowry's out for it. That's out number one for Wandy Rodriguez. And the Marlins were having struggles offensively when the Astros were there very early in the season. And lately, they've been able to manufacture enough runs to win 6 straight, 3 at San Francisco, 3 at San Diego, and get back to 500 at 14-14. Ozzie Guillen served his suspension, and his club has been a running club. Still waiting for some of the power to get here. Giancarlo Stanton has been providing some of that with 5 homers in the last 8 games. There's ball one.
Well, the Marlins against left-handed pitching this year, hitting just 200. That's a high one there.
Yeah. It's a roof scraper for Altuve. Falling in front of Buck for out number 2. 2 pop-ups to Wandy in 4 pitches.
You got to fair catch that one. There's just no way. You set up your return. You're going to get killed if you try to return that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 200 the batting average for the Fish against left-handed pitching. That's the worst in Major League Baseball.
Do you have any theories as to why it's that low?
Well, their switch hitters at the top, normally pretty good against lefties, have scuffled.
Okay.
They're both below 200. Reyes and Bonifacio.
Gabby Sanchez, 209, 1 homer, 9 runs batted in. He's one of those who might be expected to do damage against a left-hander. That's ball 1 to Gabby. Gabby had a game-winning double in the 11th inning to beat the Astros at Miami on the 13th of April. He had 3 hits in that game. Very nice series. Considered to be a solid RBI man. 2 balls, no strikes. He drove in 78 last year and 85 the year before. It's 3 balls, no strikes with John Buck on deck. Sanchez has a .310 career average against the Astros. Gabby from the University of Miami, where he was a catcher, and he was born right there in Miami, Florida.
So he's kind of got the Chris Snyder story going.
Pretty much. Chris, a Houston guy, and University of Houston.
Yeah. Doesn't happen very often, and there's 2 of them right there.
Wandy gets no call.
Yeah, well, Cooper, those pitches Zambrano made last half looked pretty good. I guess he's calling it down. Number 5 there on Fox Tracks. Boy, if that's not a strike, I'm retiring.
You are retired.
I got no chance.
2-out walk, and it's John Buck. Former Astro farmhand checking in at 185 with 1 homer, 4 runs batted in for JB. He's hit well against Houston. Strike 1 to Buck. It's 289 lifetime with a couple of homers against his former organization. Astros trading him in 04 to Kansas City in a deal involving Carlos Beltran. There were 3 teams involved in that deal. Oakland was the other. Octavio Dotel left here as well. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Part of Octavio Dotel's magical odyssey around Major League Baseball. About his 14th club now.
Sounds right.
It's a record.
It is a record. John was 2 for 7 in the series in Miami. 30 years old now. From Wyoming. Bounces one slowly. Chris Johnson to his left. Takes the short throw over to Altuve. No runs, no hits, a man stranded, no score.
Bottom of the second. Hey, the next Flashback Friday is coming up May 18th when the Astros take on the Rangers here at Minute Maid in the first game of the Lone Star Series this season. Nolan Ryan will toss out the ceremonial first pitch, and the Astros will wear the 1960s Shooting Star uniforms on the field. Go to Astros.com right now to get tickets to be here when the Astros take on the Rangers. Flashback Friday. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. There's ball 1 from Carlos to Carlos. Zambrano to Lee. Lee's on a 4-game hitting streak. He's been pounding line drives to right field. Batting average up to 289. Looks at that one, and it's 1-1.
Memory serves me correctly, Carlos Lee has been pretty good against Zambrano.
371, 5 homers.
That's been pretty good, isn't it?
16 runs batted in. You bet. Who wouldn't take that against this hard throwing right-hander with a lot of sink? 2 balls and a strike. That's a shot to center field. Bonifacio takes care of it, 1 out. Zambrano just 31. Well, he will be 31 June 1st. It's hard to believe he's that young, JD.
Yeah, it's amazing. You saw it with the Cardinals in town with Furcal, too. Rafael Furcal came to the big leagues at the age of 20, and Zambrano just a pup when he first came up with the Cubs.
Jed Lowry's on a 9-game hitting streak. That ties the longest of his career. And he has multi-hit games in 7 of his last 12. 334, 4 homers. He's driven in a dozen. This is a foul ball. Strike 1 to Jed. Jed is 7th in the league in on-base average, 426, fitting quite nicely into this number 5 spot in the lineup. He'd fit well just about anywhere, but he's hit more near the top and more near the bottom. But he may wind up here for a while in this 5 spot the way he's hitting. No balls, 2 strikes. Brad Mills was asked about Jed because they were together in Boston, and Brad said, well, in Boston he would play maybe a month at a time. It could be shortstop or second or third, but he was never really expected to be the guy at any of those positions. Well, he came to spring training. He worked very hard, made some changes in his hitting, and that has really catapulted him to where he is now. Zambrano changed speeds on him. Strikeout number 3.
Yeah, he got J.D. Martinez with a changeup, and now Lowry. Zambrano, he's been able to survive as long as he has because he has adapted his game. When he first came to the big leagues, he was a hard thrower. He hit about 93 miles an hour and had a power sinker. And over the years, he's lost velocity, now averaging a little bit under 90 miles an hour with his heater. So he's below average velocity-wise with the fastball. But he cuts it. He's got a curveball, changeup, splitter. He's got a lot of different looks.
Strike to Chris Johnson. 304 for Chris. 3 homers. He's driven in 18. Quite a homestand. 389, 3 homers, 10 runs batted in 6 games. 1-1. In fact, he's only played 5 because he had a day off. Came back roaring after that off day. This one goes to right center field. That backs up Stanton. Stanton is there for the grab to make it 2 no-hit innings for Zambrano and a 0-0 game.
our progressive fan of the game. Now, in these parts, we're not wild about Dallas Cowboys, but we like the real thing, and that's what Shane Hanchy is. A professional tie-down roper. In fact, he's ranked 13th in the world, won at Rodeo Houston 2 years ago. As you can see, he's got great seats because he got them from Jordan Schaefer. You and Jordan have developed, what, an online friendship?
Yeah, like a social media type friendship, and, it's cool. We kind of got hooked up through Patty, and, he's a real cool guy. He's humble, just like I am, and, I patterned myself after him quite a bit,
And you had a chance to meet him before the game. How'd that go?
Yeah, it was cool. I gave him a belt buckle I won last November, and he gave me a bat he used last night. So it was cool, to share the stuff that we go about in our everyday lives.
He's got the belt buckle on. Never leave home without it. Well, we certainly appreciate you being here, a fan of the game. Congratulations. I know that's not as nice as the belt buckle, but, try to make it count.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
Shane Hanchy, back to you guys.
Thank you, Bart. Well, Zambrano made the out to right field. And 5 of his 6 career hits at Minute Maid Park have gone for homers. So that's not just any other pitcher leading off an inning. Wandy getting Zambrano, now throwing that pitch to Reyes for strike 1. Reyes hit the first pitch of the game for a line drive single to left. That one comes in for strike 2. Reyes signed a 6-year, $106 million deal to join the Marlins as a free agent. And that meant that Hanley Ramirez moved from shortstop to third. They have been very good friends, and from what we understand, Ramirez has played terrific third base.
Yeah, not surprising. He's such a good athlete. Figured he'd figure it out rather quickly. Usually if you can play shortstop, you can play anywhere.
It's out toward right center field. Travis Buck. 2 down. Wandy's won 3 starts in a row and has been a big part of what the Astros have been doing recently. He's trying to get them back closer to 500. Tonight they're only 2 games under. In third place in the NL Central, 4 games out of first after taking 2 of 3 from St. Louis. Prior to that, they swept the Mets. Emilio Bonifacio has grounded to shortstop in the first inning. He takes ball 1. And the Marlins are 4 games out themselves in their division. Marlins were 8-14 in April, and they are 6-0 in May. They like to generate a lot of speed at the top of the lineup. And Reyes and Bonifacio get on.
Only team in that division below 500 is the Phillies. Prohibitive favorites in most folks' minds coming into the season. Phillies a game below 500. Everybody else in the East 500 or better.
It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Make it 2. Rangers 7, the Orioles nothing. They're in the top of the 6th at Baltimore.
Mets hanging in there. Braves been on a nice roll lately. Scoring a ton of runs.
2-2 to Bonifacio. Yeah, they did well in Colorado.
Bonifacio unable to make contact with the Wandy curveball.
That's a shot foul. Marlins have swept back-to-back 3-game sets to open a road trip for only the 2nd time in the history of their franchise. They did it in 2009. Their franchise best record for a 9-game road trip, which this is 6-3. They've done that 7 times. 1 win in this series gets them the best ever then for a 9-game trip.
Wandy feels like he got away with one here. A bit of a hanger. Bonifacio fouled it back. I'm not sure Wandy's happy with the way these balls have been rubbed up. We've seen him change balls 3 or 4 times already.
Balls are slick until they're rubbed up with mud. And it's popped up to Carlos Lee. Well, the results are very good. After giving up 2 hits in the first, he has kept this game scoreless.
Cancer Center making cancer history. It was the Astros' first game at Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium. Joe Morgan had 4 hits, 2 steals, scored 3 times, and drives in 2 runs in an 8-1 victory over the Phillies. That was in 1971. Reds liked it so well they went out and traded for him before the next year. This moment in Astros history, guys.
Had a whole lot to do with the Big Red Machine.
They probably had a scout in the stands that night watching him play. So we got to get that guy.
Travis Buck leads it off. 0-0. The Marlins have the only 2 hits in the game. Buck takes a look at ball 1. 297 for Travis. No homers, 5 runs batted in. Playing right field as Brian Bogusevic takes a seat tonight. Brad Mills trying to keep everybody in a rotation of getting a start every now and then. It's a 1-1 strikeout with Snyder and Rodriguez to follow. Oh, a little bit in tight. 2-1 to Travis Buck. Since Zambrano became a full-time starter in 2003, he's first in the National League among active pitchers in wins. Up the middle, and that one shoots on through into center field. The Astros get their first hit of the night from Travis Buck.
Reminiscent of yesterday's ball game where the Astros limited to singles and hitting the ball right up through the middle of the diamond. Good approach here by Buck.
Three-game hitting streak for Travis. He's aboard for Chris Snyder. Snyder, a 154 hitter with 1 homer, has 6 runs batted in. Hit that home run in the New York Mets series earlier on this homestand. And he's 2 for 6 with a homer and 3 driven in on this homestand. There's strike 1 to Snyder. You and Chris spent some time at a school today, JD. How did that go?
We were at Parker Elementary School with the folks from Whataburger with the Fielder's Choice program, talking to some youngsters. Chris did an outstanding job.
Some of the other players were out and about at different schools.
Four different school visits today. The kids were on the field before the game. The kids, those schools were involved in the program because a child from that school won an essay contest about making good choices.
Hollop Middle School, Escamilla Intermediate School, Parker Elementary, and LaHawn Elementary. David Carpenter, Jed Lowry, Fernando Rodriguez, the other 3 players who went out and made those visits. Bouncer third. Ramirez goes to second, gets the out there, and Infante relays for the double play. It was close at second as Ramirez got himself set and then made that throw on to Infante to start it.
Astros hit into 2 or 3 double plays yesterday. Now an around the horn double play. A less conventional batter's interference strikeout double play in the first. But because of those 2 double plays, Zambrano has faced the minimum here.
140 for Wandy Rodriguez. And there's ball 1 to Wandy. He has 1 RBI. Zambrano working quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cubs unloaded him in a trade for Chris Volstad. Cubs are paying most of his salary this year after they had problems with him in the clubhouse.
Irreconcilable differences. They had to part ways.
He has been, from everything we understand, a model citizen in Miami. Very good teammate, and he has not blown his top.
Despite those blown saves.
Exactly. Well, we heard that Heath Bell went to him and apologized for one of those blown saves in the game Carlos started. He said, don't worry about it. Fly ball center field. Bonifacio cruising back for the catch. And after 3, there's no score.
Join the Astros for the 10th annual Race for the Pennant on Saturday, May 26th, presented by the Methodist Center for Sports Medicine. This year, the race will include a 5K, a new 10K, and Junction Jack Kids Fun Run. All participants will receive tickets to Futures Astros games. Also, proceeds will benefit the Astros in Action Foundation. So register today by going to astros.com/race. Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. No score after 3 here at Minute Maid Park. Ramirez, Morrison, and Infante, the 3-4-5 hitters for Ozzie Guillen, due up here in the 4th inning against Wandy Rodriguez.
I had a board game when I was a kid called Race for the Pennant.
Did you play it a lot?
Gil Hodges was on the cover of the box. I remember that.
Gil Hodges, yeah. Terrific player.
I don't remember that much about it. It was one of those card games with numbers, like Stratomatic.
Yeah. Hanley Ramirez is now 8 for his last 10 against the Astros. There's strike one after his double first time up.
He jumped all over that first pitch fastball last time, so probably thought Wandy would start him with a breaking ball, and Wandy crossed him up with a good heater, and now one more. Ramirez hit a pitch out away from him to right field for his double. Wandy crowding him with little kind of running fastballs moving in on his knuckles.
Well, he's around 400 lifetime against Houston now after his hit earlier. But this time, Wandy gets him to chase up the ladder and get strikeout number 1 of the night.
Well, we saw Chris Snyder call for the fastball and then motion up, and Wandy complied, and it worked. It's always nice when it works.
Logan Morrison hit that shot off Wandy. That turned into an out to end the first inning, with Ramirez stranded at second base. Couldn't really tell. Looked like it might have hit him in the thigh, and it was a shot right up the middle. There's strike one. But a pitcher will take a body blow like that to get an out, get out of trouble in an inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just depends on where the body blow comes.
That one came precariously close to a really bad spot.
Yeah, you wouldn't trade that for a no-hitter. Speaking of which, Phil Umber, the author of The Perfect Game there a while back, he pitched again today for the White Sox and got clobbered. He's really struggled since that perfect game.
Well, yeah, that would be 3 starts in a row.
Day-night doubleheader in Cleveland today, weather permitting. Cleveland won that game 8-6, and they scored a bunch of runs early off the former Owl. Rice, not Temple.
3 balls and a strike. Well, Umber is 1-2 with a 6.83 ERA right now. Cleveland 16-11 after that win. Foul back, 3-2 to Lomo. Logan Morrison.
Maybe once you achieve perfection, you're like, well, that's it. Where else can I go?
Let's see, Umber today in 2 1/3 innings gave up 8 earned runs. Travis Hafner hit his 4th home run of the year for the Tribe. That's a walk to Logan Morrison. 2nd of the night for Wandy Rodriguez. Infante follows. Omar popped a shortstop in the 2nd inning. He hit the first home run in the history of Marlins Park by a Marlin against the Astros April 15th. Tough park for them to hit so far.
Setting in motion the spectacular home run feature, I think they call it.
Yeah.
I think they should call it the extravaganza. That's a lot better than feature. Feature's kind of boring.
It is. Strike 1 to Infante.
I wonder if we have any video of that. We might have to show folks what that looks like if they haven't seen it yet.
It's kind of like a whoop. This one gets away from Snyder, and that means the runner goes to second base. Morrison.
Ball in the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. 3rd wild pitch of the year for Wandy Rodriguez. Marlins have been outscored by their opponents by 4 runs, and they played 500 ball. This one rolls out to Jed Lowry at short. Over to Carlos Lee. 2 outs. Morrison to third. We go to Bart. At least we think we go to Bart.
I'm here, Brownie. Thank you. Astros fans, Chevy is proud to present a new show called Chevy Hometown Kid. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. So tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Houston, or visit hometownkids.tv for more information. Back to you.
Thank you, Bart. Giancarlo Stanton hit a towering pop to Jose Altuve in shallow right field. Giancarlo hit .247 in the month of April this year with 1 homer and a .628 OPS. Much better in May. Here's ball 1. .348 in May, 4 home runs, a .1421 OPS so far. For the 22-year-old giant of a man, listed at 6'5", 233. Second round pick in 07 by the Fish.
His teammates call him Bigfoot.
He shoots this one to left field. That's headed for the seats. And the Marlins grab a 2-0 lead. Stanton continues his home run barrage with number 6 of the season. That gives him a 10-game hitting streak. 17 runs batted in for Giancarlo Stanton. That's his second career long ball against the Astros.
I'm not so sure he didn't get jammed a little bit on that one. That's how strong he is. And that's the first home run Wandy's allowed this year. First one he's allowed in quite some time. No, he didn't get jammed. He barreled it up.
In
our camera, those are expensive.
Yeah, they are. 2-0 lead, and it's Gabby Sanchez. Wandy had pitched. Let's see. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Lowry will figure it up next inning as he gets the out quickly. But the home run streak is broken, and it's 2 runs, 1 hit. And in the middle of the 4th inning, 2-0 Miami.
Right now, try the new Chipotle Chicken Club combo. And buy the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway miles per gallon. Got a news note that we saw tonight. An old Astro, Mickey Tejada, has apparently passed a physical with Baltimore and may be signing a minor league contract tomorrow.
Yeah. Giancarlo Stanton's 2-run homer makes it 2-0. Jordan Schaefer leading it off here in the home 4th inning. That one goes out to Infante. 1 pitch, 1 out for Zambrano. Zambrano has not won a game in a while. He was put on the disqualified list in mid-August last year after going 9-7 with the Cubs.
It might be time for the Astros hitters to try to upset his rhythm a little bit, because he's settled in nicely. Step out, try to change his tempo. We've seen him get on rolls like this where he's working quickly, getting quick outs, and He could just steamroll right through you. He's got a pretty good role model in the dugout with him. Mark Burley, the lefty, is just remarkable that way. Get it and go.
Slider comes in for strike one to Altuve, who was hit by a pitch, and then he was called out on the batter's interference. Was not ruled a caught stealing, but it was considered to be a double play as Martinez struck out in the first inning. Liner over short. A hitting machine continues. Altuve comes up with hit number 39 of the year.
There's some guys, if you hit them, you might take away their aggressiveness. That's not the case with Altuve. He's not going to change his plan. You see a good look at his swing there. The front foot down, little weight shift, and then the hands fly through the strike zone.
He's aboard again, and it's J.D. Martinez again. J.D. struck out on a 3-2 changeup in the first inning. Zambrano very good at inducing double play balls on the ground. There's one in the hole, backhanded. Reyes firing, and Infante a quick throw, but safe at first. Off the mid of Gabby Sanchez on a one bounce throw. Infante was very quick, but not accurate. And it's out number 2 from 6-4. It looks slick at second base.
Boy, he sure did. He got rid of that in a hurry. A tough double play to turn as Reyes goes into the hole, but he unloads quickly. And Infante, that was pretty sweet. That ball should have been picked. Sanchez normally pretty reliable over there.
That gives Carlos Lee a chance to hit. He lined to center field in the second inning. That's ball one. Well, there was one quote from Carlos Zambrano today, looking over the stories leading up to this game tonight, and he talked about the composure that he has found. We've seen it so often, JD, in the past. He could be ruffled in the first inning of some games, but then once he got rolling, boy, he was tough to beat. But now apparently he just doesn't let things get to him as much.
Yeah, let's see.
Yep. 2-0.
Tigers don't generally change their stripes. I mean, he's pitching well. He's not winning, but he's pitching well. And when you're pitching well, it's a lot easier to deal with not winning games. You feel like you're doing your part, holding the other club down. I don't know. My goodness, we almost had a broken blue star there. That would have been catastrophic.
Over in the Astros radio booth.
Oh my goodness.
Right in front of Milo Hamilton.
There would have been lawsuits if the blue star would have been broken.
Well, he has this phrase, put a blue star on it, on a great defensive play, and he's got that blue star right in front of him, and the ball hit that. Uh-oh. Some repairs are needed. Old Matheny. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. It's a broken blue star.
Well, seems unfazed by it all.
Yeah.
His drink didn't get spilled. Uh-oh, there it goes.
Well, they had to convert it to the open star. So that conversion has just been accomplished. Fortunately, it didn't hit anybody in the booth. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little scary.
Yeah, I was going to make a point. I don't know that it was a particularly good point, but I was going to make a point there and completely lost my train of thought with the blue star drama. It'll come back to me at some point.
Well, you were saying something about Tigers don't change their spots.
Oh yeah. And I'm not rooting against Zambrano. I hope he has turned a corner. You know, this is a big chance for him to get out of Chicago, new life, new scenery, new situation. So hopefully he will kind of get it together.
Carlos fouls it. Watch out in the on-deck circle. Jed Lowry.
Some of the more exciting foul balls of the year right here. Milo almost gets it. Now Lowry almost gets it. Can't take out Milo and Lowry. My goodness, Carlos.
That'd be half the team. They're going, and it's grounded. No play at second for Reyes. Plenty of time to get the out at first. And he does. No runs, a hit, and a man left. And through 4, it's 2-0 Marlins.
Rodriguez gets the ball for the Astros tomorrow. First big league appearance in September 28. 43 appearances last season, made 8 starts. He'll go against Anibal Sanchez, who's 2-0 with a 2.43 ERA. That's your Mazda game break. Brownie, back to you.
Opposite field shot by John Buck, and that's another home run for the Marlins. Buck hits number 2 of the season, and that makes it 3-0 Fish as he takes the first pitch of the 5th inning from Wandy Rodriguez out to right field. Wandy had gone 42 innings without surrendering a long ball until tonight. Now Stanton and Buck just separated by 1 batter in between them. Hit home runs for Miami in this game.
I believe he had the longest streak active of not allowing a home run coming into this ball game. So that's kind of ironic. And you get the sense that the Marlins in their pregame meeting talked about attacking early against Wandy. You saw it from a number of those hitters early, and now Buck jumps all over the first pitch.
Zambrano took a strike, wheeling on that curveball in the dirt. It's 0-2 to Big Z. Zambrano has 23 career homers, and that leads all pitchers since 1974. Mike Hampton had 16. Don Robinson 13. Bob Forsch 12 in that period of time. 1-2. '69 career runs batted in for Zambrano. He looks at strike 3. Second strikeout for Rodriguez. Jose Reyes singled on the first pitch of the game to left field. Then he hit a fly ball to right. Marlins have 4 hits to the Astros 2. That's strike 1. Coming into this game, the Astros had scored 32 runs more than the Marlins for the season in the same number of games. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Marlins got 4 in the 8th yesterday on their way to a win, 6-3 over the Padres to make it a 6-game winning streak. All the way, and it's a 1-2 count. Well, they spent a ton of money in the offseason, of course, getting ready for the move to new Marlins Park. Bringing in Reyes. New closer, Heath Bell. Mark Burley. Fly ball to center field. Schaefer keeps coming in. Altuve peels off, and Schaefer has it, 2 outs. They had big expectations coming into this season.
And so far, the early returns on those new acquisitions, a mixed bag, but I suspect they'll end up playing well. They got to get Heath Bell straightened out, but Reyes in the prime of his career, unless he gets hurt, he'll put up good numbers. Burley's still a solid contributor in the middle of anybody's rotation. There's Ozzie. Boy, he could pick it. What a good defensive shortstop.
He was. Bonifacio's 0 for 2.
Ozzie, 250, 260 type hitter. Didn't hit any for any power, but could really play shortstop.
Strike 1 to Bonifacio. Emilio hit 296 last year for Florida. Takes that pitch up for a 1 ball, 1 strike count. He has 27 hits, all of them singles this year. It's the longest streak of singles to open a season in Marlins club history. Takes that pitch up, and it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Bonifacio, though, is 14 for 14 in steals. So when he gets a single, pretty good chance he can move around quicker than a lot of guys. He has a 344 on base average, but only a 248 slugging percentage. Little roller goes out to Altuve. And after the home run by Buck, the next 3 guys are retired by Wandy Rodriguez. It's 3-0 Marlins.
Time for the AT&T Trivia Question du jour. Here is our question. What opponent has stolen the most bases against the Astros at Minute Maid Park since it was opened in 2000?
Oh, boy.
Central Division, fast guy.
Well, half of your theory is correct.
Fast guy? It's not a Central Division guy?
That is correct.
Wow.
Jed Lowry was strike one.
You would think it would have to come from within the division, any of those stats.
Yes.
Counting numbers.
He doesn't play with the team that he did it, but he's still out of the division.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Strike makes it 0-2 to Lowry.
Juan Pierre.
That is not correct. Good guess, though.
Thanks.
All right. I'll give you the clue.
Jose Reyes.
I was going to give you the clue, the Mets, but that was it. He did it all with the Mets. He stole 12 bases against the Astros in this ballpark, and no one else has done more.
No kidding. After all these many years.
Yep.
Central Division, just not a speed division. We're more of a plotting division.
Well, actually, come to think of it, there aren't a whole lot of base stealers in Central Division.
2 hopper, and it's fielded by Sanchez. Retiring Lowry. 1 out.
The Astros had the one that did, Michael Bourne. Okay, there's the... Boy, I'm distracted. What opponent has stolen the most bases against the Astros at Minute Maid Park? And the answer is Jose Reyes, 12 steals, all of them with the Mets up to this point.
1 out, and it's Chris Johnson. Zambrano still below 50 pitches for the night. He's at 48 right now. CJ hit a fly ball to right in the 2nd inning. Breaking pitch for ball 1.
Really mixing his pitches nicely. The Astros hitters can't go up there with any sense of, okay, this county's going to throw me this pitch. Been a little bit of everything. The whole kit and caboodle, the kitchen sink, if you will.
Zambrano's from Venezuela, as is his skipper.
Smiling.
It's 3-0. Well, you know, the Marlins they strike me as kind of a high risk, high reward organization, JD.
Well, sure. I mean, you go out and hire Guillen to manage your club and give him a long-term deal. You're bringing a lot of fireworks into the mix.
True. And you trade for this guy. 3-1. You move Hanley Ramirez, an all-star at shortstop, to third base.
You invite Showtime in to film it all for their TV program, The Franchise, giving them unfettered access.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Logan Morrison, he's a bit of a character. I think Showtime picked a good club to follow.
Oh,
There'll be a lot of drama. There already has been a lot of drama.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty more.
It will not be dull in Miami this year. Zambrano gets a strikeout. Number 4.
I think 3 of them have come on that changeup. Throwing it to both right and left-handed hitters. Changeup or split finger pitch, whatever it is, he really sells it well. Quick hand, takes a few miles off of his fastball. Good downward action on it. CJ always, when he swings and misses at a changeup to finish him off, he always has some words for the opposing pitcher.
Travis Buck singled up the middle. He looks at strike 1 with Chris Snyder on deck. Happy birthday to Zach Levine of the Houston Chronicle.
I didn't realize it was Zach's birthday today.
Zach is 27. Very young man and an extremely good writer.
He is. Very talented writer. Funny guy. Knows the game, too.
He really does. He works hard at it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Maybe overqualified. He has a math degree, too, from University of Pennsylvania. Really sharp character.
Well, he fits right in with the direction the Astros front office has taken. A lot of mathematically driven people. Upstairs. Check swing call. That makes it 2-2. There's a rain delay in game 2 of that doubleheader in Cleveland. The Tribe ahead of the White Sox 2-1 after 7. Of course, doubleheader, rain delay.
Well, they had about a half-hour rain delay before game 1 started.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this is a day-night doubleheader. Those guys, a long day at the ballpark for those guys.
Bad. 3-2 now for Zambrano. Outfielder straight away for Buck. He hits the ball all over. Turns on a slider and bangs it into the seats. This is the first of a 3-game series, all night games, and then the Astros go on the road on a Pennsylvania road trip to Pittsburgh for 3 and Philadelphia for 2. When they come back home, they'll have a homestand facing Milwaukee for 2, Texas for 3, and then the Cubs come in the dirt for ball 4. 2-out walk to Buck. That might have been a changeup too. It just got away from him.
Yep, absolutely. Took one shot with that slider in, and Buck hit it hard, so he came back to what has been his out pitch, the changeup. Just kind of spiked it out in front of home plate. And Buck's he's a tough guy to fool anyway because of his off-field, up-the-middle approach. He's not as vulnerable to that changeup as others.
He's been on both times tonight. Now it's Chris Snyder, who bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. Chris Snyder will be paired with Lucas Harrell when Harrell pitches, at least most of the time, Brad Mills said tonight. That's ball 1. And he really didn't have a particular plan for using the catchers, but Jason Castro has started 17 games, and this is number 12 for Chris Snyder in the starts. And from now on, when Harrell pitches, Snyder will catch most of the time anyway.
Yeah, I think Brad's plan coming in was just to watch and see how things develop and then go from there. And I just think he likes the veteran presence of Snyder behind the plate with the youngster Harrell on the mound. Veteran guys, veteran pitchers need or shouldn't need the game calling abilities of a veteran catcher the way a youngster like Harrell would.
Wandy Rodriguez is on deck. Popped up back behind the plate, and it's right below the fence. We're looking at 1 ball, 2 strikes. They almost got a shot at it. Right there. Trying to lean over that rail.
Don't lean too far.
No, be careful. We've already had one near calamity up here tonight. A Blue Star special. 1-2. That's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chris Snyder. The Mets and Phillies are tied 2-2. They've played 7 in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia's left-hander Cole Hamels, a 5-game suspension after a little dust-up they had with the Nationals. He drilled Bryce Harper with a pitch and then admitted so doing afterwards. That's not very smart.
No. 3-2.
Created a war of words between those two clubs. Mike Rizzo, the general manager of the Nationals, firing on Cole Hamels.
He sure did. Said something to the effect that, well, nobody's ever said that he was old school.
It's the most bleep thing he's seen in 30 years or something like that. It's kind of the exact quote that Jim Tracy had for Ubaldo Jimenez after Jimenez hit Tulowitzki in spring training.
3-2, 2 outs. Travis Buck takes off on the pitch. And it's strike 3 to end the Astros 5th with no runs, no hits, and a man stranded. 5 strikeouts through 5 for Big Z and a 3-0 Miami lead.
As we move to the 6th. You know, Whataburger has been a tremendous corporate partner for the Houston Astros for a couple of years now, and I'm joined now by Jeff Foster, the Director of Operations for Whataburger, and we're going to talk about the Fielder's Choice Program. Tell us all about that.
Well, the Fielder's Choice Program, the Houston Astros started this back in 2003, so this is the 10th year, and Whataburger's been sponsors with the Houston Astros for the last 6 years, and it's an excellent program. Area schools, kids, over 2,000 essays were submitted by kids from area schools. And from that, 4 students were selected for their essays. And this morning, the Houston Astros and Whataburger attended celebrations with each of the school kids and had an opportunity to meet with the Astros player. But the whole thing is about making the right choices. And, you know, what these kids have learned, what these students have learned from making the right choices for themselves and their families. And, you know, Whataburger is just so pleased and so proud to be associated with the Houston Astros in the Fielder's Choice Program.
And this message means a lot to these kids coming from these ball players and broadcasters who took part in this today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because, you know, when the ball players talk about their choices, when they, you know, the discipline that they have to be where they're at today. And, you know, that's really what these students need to hear, that message, and that it's hard work, making the right decisions, you know, doing the right things, you know, staying with your studies, you know, hanging out with the right crowd, you know, doing the right things and making those tough choices sometimes. And so, you know, hearing that from the broadcasters, hearing that from the athletes just means so much to them.
So it's all about positive reinforcement for making positive choices. The Astros are all about that, and so is Whataburger. Jeff Foster, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. No balls, 2 strikes to Logan Morrison after Handy Ramirez flied out to right. 3-0 Marlins in the 6th. 4 hits to 2 in favor of the Marlins. And this grounder goes to Altuve. He had a lot of business in Wandy Rodriguez's last start. That's out number 2. Bart?
Yeah, Brownie, speaking of Whataburger fans, this is your chance to meet J.D. Martinez and Jose Cruz at the Whataburger at Gulf Freeway and Woodbridge tomorrow. They'll be signing autographs from 11 to noon. While you're there, register to win the ultimate Whata fan experience, which includes autographs, memorabilia, sweet tickets, and a chance to throw out a first pitch at a game here at Minute Maid. Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. Omar Infante's 0 for 2. Popped to short and grounded to short. There's ball 1. Marlins leading at 3-0 on a very well pitched game by their starter, Carlos Zambrano.
A couple of big swings of the bat, providing the Marlins with their 3 runs. And both the pitchers have been impressive tonight. And a lot of times you see a well-pitched game, and you think, well, the umpire's just got a huge zone, but that hasn't been the case. I'm not saying Eric Cooper's been bad back there, but it's not like he's been overly generous for the pitchers.
Infante came in a trade from Atlanta. Dan Uggla deal. Swings at that one to make it 1-2.
Slow breaking ball catches Infante out in front. Well, he's got a lot of options now. 1 ball, 2 strike. He can go back in with that cutting fastball, slow curveball in the dirt, 2-seamer away, straight change away. He's using his changeup more this year than in the past. What are we going to do? Breaking ball. Fastball in. Fastball away.
It's a foul ball. Stanton's on deck. Well, the last time Wandy pitched, when he beat the Mets 8-1, he got a lot of ground balls. In fact, Altuve had 9 assists. In the dirt. 2-2. They're getting loose in the Astros pen.
You get them loose. The 6-inning walkabout. Kind of like prisoners out in the yard, just kind of milling about.
Carlos Lee, yeah, Wandy's going to have to get there, and barely does.
Feed.
Yes, it was a good lead toss from Carlos. Range far to his right to make the 3-1 play. Middle of the 6th inning, 3-0 Marlins. favor of the Marlins. Now Wandy Rodriguez is leading it off here in the home 6th inning. He hit a fly ball to center in the 3rd. As Carlos Zambrano shoots for win number 1 of the year. And it's strike 1 there near the knees. Zambrano has walked 1, hit a batter, and he struck out 5. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Cubs 2, Atlanta 1 after 4 at Wrigley. Jason Hayward hit his 4th for the Braves. And he shoots one foul.
Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman was the winner of the Player of the Week award in the National League. I thought maybe Lowry would get it.
Yeah, for CJ.
Yeah. Freeman's been going off too, though.
Yeah. Ian Stewart hit his 3rd tonight, and here's another guy that's been going off. Brian LaHare hit his 8th tonight for the Cubs. The roller goes foul.
Yeah, that's an interesting story in Chicago, isn't it? Because the book on him was, at least what I was led to believe, a good AAA hitter, but probably won't do much in the big leagues. You need to edit that book.
He's looking very good right now. Cubs will be here later this month. Wandy swings and strikes out. Number 6. Bart?
Thanks, Bill. The Astros host the Rangers in the Lone Star Series May 18th through the 20th, and the Bayou Bash celebration presented by Budweiser is before the game on Saturday, May 19th. The pregame event starts at 3 o'clock with live music, food, and beer. Buy the special ticket offer and receive a game ticket, a pound of crawfish, and a Bayou Bash koozie. Tickets at Astros.com/bash, which is hard to say. Back to you, Bill.
But you did it well. Thank you, Bart.
/bash. Yeah.
Schaefer's 0 for 2. Boston leads 7-4 at Kansas City there in the 4th.
Look out! Oh, man.
Got him. Breaking ball, just kept chasing him.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm guessing that Jordan down more from moving, trying to get out of the way, maybe tweak something than actually the contact from the ball. Just kind of a breaking ball that keeps chasing him, hits him just below the knee, maybe right on the side of the knee there. But jumping awkwardly and coming down.
And he's trying to walk it off right now.
Yeah, but I guess if that gets you right on the knee, even a slow breaking ball is going to hurt a little bit.
You bet. And it's going to be a little harder to steal a base.
Unless you're just Deacon, just kind of hobble on down there. Tell the first sacker, hey, don't bother holding me, man. I can't go. And then go. That's what Millsy, if I were Millsy, I'd tell him, look, you might as well run. Keep it loose.
Altuve will be coming up with Schaefer at 1st and 1 out. Second hit batsman of the game for Zambrano. He had 1 in his first 5 starts of the year.
Yeah, injuries continue to pile up around Major League Baseball. Jason Worth out for 12 weeks after surgery.
Broke his wrist.
Yeah. Alex Gonzalez, shortstop for the Brewers, out for the season with a torn ACL.
Oh. That's going to really hurt that club.
And they join Rivera and others. Sandoval's hurt. In San Francisco.
A number of closers are hurt right now.
Matt Gamble, the Brewers lost their first baseman too.
Really?
Yeah, Gamble got. I heard that a couple days ago. That one had kind of slipped by me.
Didn't know about that one. Altuve was hit by a pitch and he singled over shortstop. This one right to shortstop. Reyes gets it on to Infante and on to Sanchez. Double play. Number 3 of the night for the Fish. They lead it 3-0.
talking about their cars in the booth. And by AT&T. Rethink possible. Now back to our booth, Bill Brown and Jim DeShea.
Thank you, Greg. It's 3-0. The Fish lead it. They got a 2-run homer from Giancarlo Stanton in the 4th, a solo shot from John Buck in the 5th. Since then, though, Wandy Rodriguez has set down 6 in a row, and Stanton comes around for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2. Shoots this one in the air, and Chris Johnson's going back toward foul territory.
That's hit the rafter, I think.
Yes, it did, and it's foul, so it's a strike. Time for a look at our Brown Hand Center. Great hands of the game. And we'll take a look at Wandy Rodriguez and that pickoff throw on Reyes, and they get him.
Reyes gambling there, going down first move, and well executed by Wandy and Carlos, and then on to Lowry for that. Apparently that ball did not hit the rafters, it's just up there floating around, stayed in play, so Stanton's out.
Oh. All right, Stanton retired, 1 out. Here's Gabby Sanchez now. Strike 1. He grounded out after he walked. Who caught that pop up anyway? Shortstop.
Lowry, yeah.
Lowry. All right. That had some serious hang time. Backhanded there. CJ lurching for it. Now fires in. Good play. That's out number 2. It looked kind of unconventional the way he reached for this ball. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I think he kind of stopped and went again. Kind of stuttered a little bit, and then reached out and grabbed it on the backhand side.
His arm was fine. 2 outs now, and it's John Buck. Buck homered in the 5th inning, opposite field shot. He's 1 for 2. Matt Gamble out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL in his right knee. Wow. That Brewer club's been hit
I think
hard.
that was the same day as Rivera, so it kind of.
Oh yeah, under the radar.
Yeah.
16,531 the attendance tonight for game 1 of a 3-game series. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Buck. 78 pitches for Wandy Rodriguez. And Anewi Rodriguez will start tomorrow night. So it'll be a double Rodriguez series for the Fish. And who knows? Maybe a Rodriguez in relief. Fernando. Punched on a line to right field. Caught by T-Buck. And that's 9 straight. Retired by Wandy. Marlins lead at 3-0. Johnson play on Sanchez grounder.
Hey, I think it was a little bit of a changeup. in that it came off the end of the bat, didn't have as much steam on it as CJ initially thought. So the quick reaction, and then he was able to hang in there and stay with the play. Yeah, it seems he was going changeup.
Yeah, he was.
That's the universal changeup sign he was given there.
JD Martinez is 0 for 2. Zambrano shoots it over the inside corner, strike one. He's had 3 double plays behind him, including that batter interference on Martinez when Altuve was running.
Astro hitters have not gotten many balls airborne tonight off Zambrano.
76 pitches. He's flipped out to center field and caught by Bonifacio. 1 out. An off balance swing that time on the 0-2 count by JD.
Yeah, reached down and got it and just flipped it towards center field, but too much backspin, too much carry, stayed in the air for Bonifacio.
Carlos Lee lined to center and grounded to short. 2-hit shutout so far for Big Z. There's ball one, shooting for his 17th career win against the Astros. His ERA well under 3 against Houston, lifetime. 2-hopper there, Reyes. Quickly 2 outs.
It kind of looks like Mark Burley tonight, the way he's going along.
He does. Changing speeds well, getting easy outs. Haven't been many balls hit hard.
That's interesting. Maybe the Marlins' biggest problem in their rotation is Josh Johnson, their titular ace. Coming back from surgery, he has struggled as an ERA above 6.
He'll be going Wednesday night against Lucas Harrell. There's strike one.
If he gets back to form, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Sanchez is good, and Nolasco is a good one.
Lowry is struck out and grounded out. Nationals have been sensational with their rotation. Fly ball over shortstop, goes out to left center. Logan Morrison. Very easy 7th inning. The Astros have been held to only 2 singles through the first 7, and it's 3-0 Marlins. The starting pitchers for tomorrow night's game are presented by Chevron. And driving right in, we see Anibal Sanchez 2-0 with a 2.43 ERA versus Anewi Rodriguez. He's 1-3 at Oklahoma City with a 4.97. He'll be promoted to the Astros roster after this game tonight. 1 hopper here to open the 8th inning, and Carlos Zambrano's retired by Wandy Rodriguez. He's 0 for 3. Big Z legged it up the first base.
Yeah, and he went hard too. Big Z's feeling awful fresh.
Yep.
This late in the ball game, got a shutout going. Most pitchers are going to kind of go easy down that line to try to save a little energy, but he has not had to use a whole lot of energy to get through 7 innings.
Wandy's retired 10 in a row now after the home run by John Buck. Jose Reyes is 1 for 3. He looks at strike one. Marlins have not won with a shutout. They've been blanked 3 times. In the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Marlins have a pretty good pitching staff. 3.38 staff ERA. 5th best in the league right now. So if they can get Johnson squared away, they can really take off. You're right about that.
Chris Davis has more wins than Josh Johnson this year. He's the first baseman for the Orioles.
How about that game? 1 and 2.
17-inning game. The winning pitcher was a position player. The losing pitcher was a position player. That was Boston-Baltimore last night. It was a good changeup from Wandy. He's spinning himself into the ground.
You believe the last time 2 teams brought in position players to pitch in the same game was 1925? Pitch inside, 2 and 2. When Ty Cobb of Detroit and George Sisler of the St. Louis Browns closed out the second game of the doubleheader.
Final day of the season. So that was probably just for fun.
Yeah. This was for real last night.
Well, I just love Davis his whole night.
Dad Lowry takes care of out number 2.
0 for 8.
Yeah.
Struck out 5 times, plus into a double play. And then he has to go and pitch in an emergency in the 17th inning, and he ends up getting the win.
He got the win, and he pitched, 2 innings, right? So
yeah,
he pitched a scoreless inning, and then they scored, and then he had to go out and close them down and be his own closer. 2 outs now, and it's Bonifacio. He's 0 for 3. Good job tonight by Wandy Rodriguez under difficult circumstances. Pushing a bunt, it hits him, and he's out. Yeah, he was out of the batter's box in fair territory. The ball bounced up and hit him, so he is out, and the catcher will get credit for the put out because he was closest to it. So in the 8th, it goes 1-2-3, and it's 3-0 Miami.
Saturday, NASCAR on Fox heads to Darlington and goes under the lights to take on the track Too Tough to Tame as points leader Greg Biffle leads the world's best drivers in a chase for the checkered flag. Fox Sports is proud to bring you exclusive coverage of Sprint Cup Series racing presented by GoDaddy.com live from the Darlington Raceway Saturday in prime time at 5:30 Central. Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. There's strike one call to Chris Johnson. He is 0 for 2, a fly ball to right and a strikeout. 3-0 Marlins. 2 hitters so far through 7 for Zambrano. He's hit 2 batters and walked 1. Foul back and it's no balls, 2 strikes, but he's thrown only 83 pitches. Zambrano's 9-4 at Minute Maid Park. That's in for strike 3. Strikeout number 7.
He and John Buck just doing a masterful job tonight, the way they've worked over the Astros hitters. Talked earlier in the game about the changeups, and now he's gone to some fastballs. He caught Chris Snyder looking in the 5th, and now CJ, after those good changeups early, to plant that seed and then beat him with a good heater. That one over the heart of the plate, but down around the bottom of the knees.
Travis Buck is single to center, and he's walked. 3 double plays for Zambrano tonight. Ball 1. Grounded, and there's a diving play by Sanchez, and he tosses and gets him. Gabby Sanchez to Carlos Zambrano, 2 outs.
Well, at least Millsy can feel vindicated in starting Travis Buck tonight, because he's had a nice night. He had a base hit, a walk, and a good swing of the bat here. Almost had another hit, but Sanchez made a nice play on him.
Now with 2 outs, it's Chris Snyder on deck. Brian Bogusevic with a pitcher spot due up next. Snyder has bounced into an around the horn double play, and he is struck out looking. That's a tough pitch. Strike 1. Not only has Zambrano no hit the Astros, as you remember in 08 at Milwaukee with the Cubs, in a game that was moved from Houston because of Hurricane Ike, but had a no-hitter for 7 1/3 here at Houston in the 06 season, and wound up with 8 innings of 1-hit shutout ball and an 8-0 win there.
I think he hit a home run that night too.
Foul back. Yeah, he's Superman against the Astros quite often. Fernando Abad warming up for Houston. And Ariel Del Rosario is out there as well to work the 9th inning.
It seems like every time you look up, it's 2 strikes on the hitter and 2 outs in the inning. I mean, just rolling through.
Wide breaking ball makes it 1-2. He beat Roy Oswald here in August of 06 after that earlier 8 shutout inning performance here in June that year. 8 more shutout innings here. So Minute Maid Park, it's a good mound for him. The results have been spectacular. He could be 10-4 in this ballpark. Adam Wainwright beat the Astros yesterday 8-1 St. Louis. Slowing down their offense. And the changeup has been a great 2-strike offering for Zambrano tonight. Strikeout number 8 gets him through the 8th inning. 3-0 Miami.
The Progressive Insurance Group. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Well, Wandy Rodriguez has a chance for a complete game, but he's behind 3-0. He's out to start the ninth. Bill and JD are in the booth.
Thank you, Greg Lucas. Last time the Astros had a complete game from a losing pitcher, Brett Myers, last July 26th against the Cardinals. Wandy with 8 innings of 4-hit, 3-run baseball has certainly done well tonight. Walking 2, fanning 2. He has set down 12 in a row since the Buck home run in the 5th. And they would hope, of course, that they can rally by pinch hitting for Wandy, who's due to lead off the bottom of the 9th. Ramirez shoots it foul, and there's strike 1. Ramirez 1 for 3 tonight, a double to right in the first.
He picked on the first pitch he saw tonight. Hit it off the wall in right field, attacking first pitch again here and fouling it straight back. Wandy with just 88 pitches now as he works in the 9th.
He gets strike 2.
Elevated fastball. That's what they beat him with to finish him off in the 4th.
There is some action in the Marlins bullpen. 1-2. Marlins have 5 saves and 7 blown saves this year. 2 career complete games for Wandy. The last one in 09 against the Pirates. He has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in a game this year. Punch foul and out of play. His ERA before this game was 1.64. That was 7th best in the National League. Gave up a 2-run homer to Stanton in the 4th and a solo shot to Buck in the 5th. That's been all the scoring in this game. Two and 2. Wandy has walked 2 and he has fanned 2 tonight. Chad Gaudin is warming up for the Marlins.
They have a logo, a patch on their sleeve that says Marlins Park. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
A little bit.
In case the shirt gets lost, they know where to send it.
Yes. Deep drive to left field, headed for that wall, and right below the 98 pennant. That's a shot for Ramirez, number 6. It's his 11th career homer against the Astros, and he is 2 for 4 tonight. 4-0 Miami. He has been an Astro killer in his career.
He came into this game with solid numbers against Wandy. And he was able to lay off a couple of high fastballs, but earlier in the game he chased and it got him a pitch down. Looked like a breaking ball. Or maybe a changeup that just kind of floated across the strike zone on Wandy. Sometimes you try to feel that changeup fading away and your hand just gets on the side of the ball and it cuts and it drifts into a right-handed hitter's swing.
Morrison fouls it. There's strike 1. 3 homers tonight for the Marlins, accounting for all their runs. After not giving up a homer through 6 starts, Wandy's been tagged 3 times in this one. Marlins had 23 homers coming into this game. No balls, 2 strikes. Their park is extremely spacious. So is AT&T Park, where they started this trip in San Francisco, and then Petco Park as well, a very large park in San Diego. That's looped near the left field line. A long run for J.D. Martinez. It's a fair ball into the corner. Logan Morrison checks in with a double. First of the year for Morrison.
See that little finger thing he does to his eyes? That's a La Vista or something like that. It means I see you.
Okay.
Something to that effect. That's kind of their, it seems like all these teams now have to have a special signal to the bench, like the Antlers and that the Rangers did the Antlers, right?
Yeah.
And Miggy had the spotlight.
Yeah.
So now the Marlins have the V over the I.
Okay.
La Vista, I see you.
Well, we're looking down at Brandon Lyon, and that's going to be it for Wandy Rodriguez. Brad Mills coming out to make a change here after Ramirez homered and Morrison doubled in this 4-0 game. 6 hits for the Fish. And we'll be right back.
you can take the Astros with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Astros out-of-market game live, online, and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Go to Astros.com to order and get more details. It's MLB.tv. It's baseball everywhere. Rodney, back to you.
Thanks, Bart. Ninth inning, homer and a double, hastening the exit of Wandy Rodriguez. Now it's Brandon Lyon out of the bullpen to face Omar Infante. Infante's 0 for 3.
Brandon has worked 11 times so far this year, 0-1 with an ERA of 2.89. Worked an inning yesterday, allowed a hit, no runs through 17 pitches. So works in back-to-back games after having a few days off prior to yesterday's appearance.
Infante has not hit the ball out of the infield tonight. He looks at ball one. Stanton's on deck. Sanchez due up then if the inning continues. Mets and Phillies are tied 2-2. They're in the top of the ninth now. Jonathan Papelbon has entered the game for the Phils. Strike call evens the count at 1-1. Boston leading at Kansas City 7-4 after 5. David Ortiz hit his 7th homer. Will Middlebrooks number 2. Dustin Pedroia number 4. And this is the first time in a while that the Red Sox and Yankees have occupied the last 2 spots in the American League East. Fouled away. In fact, since the current division format began in '94, Red Sox and Yankees have not been in the bottom 2 spots past May 1st.
The Red Sox had that dismal start. Then they turned it around a little bit, but slumping again. They've lost 5 in a row. Coming into play tonight, 7.5 games behind your first place Baltimore Orioles.
How about that? They fought hard for that one last night in 17 innings. Grounded foul.
And it's the Orioles, not the Rays, not the Rangers, with the best record in baseball.
Cincinnati's in front of Milwaukee tonight, 5-1 after 6 at Miller Park with a Zach Cozart homer, his 3rd. Jay Bruce added his 9th. And for Milwaukee, Ryan Braun hit his 9th.
He got the 9 home runs in a hurry, didn't he, Braun?
He sure did.
Wow.
He went on a tear.
Of course, didn't he have 3 in one game in San Diego?
He did. Yep.
And that should count double in that ballpark.
Yeah. One of them went way up on that Western Metal Supply building. Infante strikes out.
A good off-speed pitch there from Brandon. Hard changeup.
Yes.
Great action. So a lot of managers would have had Infante sacrificing there to move that runner over to third base. But I think, again, trusting Infante's ability to just hit the ball in that direction to get that runner over and maybe get a base hit.
Now it's Stanton. Fouling it for strike 1. Yeah, Infante pretty tough to strike out. That's the 10th time he has whiffed. Carlos Lee is the toughest to fan in the National League. He has only struck out 6 times this year. The Astros would love to get him to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. Foul ball makes it no balls, 2 strikes.
That toughest to strike out thing, you normally, I know Carlos doesn't strike out a lot, but normally when you think about guys that don't strike out, you think of little pesky guys, David Eckstein type hitters.
Right.
Just choke up and take short swings, don't try to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Stanton swings and misses at that one and strikes out. That's 2 in a row. And Lyon is mystifying for these Marlins so far.
Stuff is good tonight. Got Infante with the changeup, and now Stanton waving at a good breaking ball.
Now you pointed out he worked yesterday. And he hasn't had many back-to-back appearances this season. This could be a very good sign that his arm is coming back after surgery last year. Sanchez 0 for 2 with a walk. Reach for that one. Strike one. Cardinals got 3 in the top of the first at Arizona for Lance Lynn, who is 5-0 this year. Rafael Furcal hit his second home run. Texas pummeled Baltimore 14-3. Way outside, and this one gets by Chris Snyder. So taking third, Logan Morrison.
Yeah, well, it was probably a bit of a helpless feeling for Buck Showalter coming into play tonight, right? Having gone 17 innings, blowing up his bullpen last night. Now he's got to face that Ranger lineup.
Yeah. Wild pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miss for strike 2. Good breaking stuff off speed stuff.
Mystifying here tonight.
He's getting some bad swings. Josh Hamilton hit his 10th home run for the Rangers tonight. They're now 19-10, and so is Baltimore. Oh, he couldn't get him to bite on that one, or did he? Yeah, he did. So that's the strikeout, and he strikes out 3 in a row. 1 run, 2 hits, a runner stranded. There it is. It's 4-0.
Nothing. This baseball season, Fox Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Club of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Get those rally caps on, Brownie.
All right, we'll work on it. It's time. Brian Bogusevic steps up. Brad Mills out to talk with Eric Cooper. And making this change now, pinch hitting Bogusevic for Brandon Lyon. Wandy Rodriguez in 8 innings, allowing 6 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, fanned 2. Lyon struck out the 3 men he faced in his 1 hitless inning. And now Bogusevic hits for Brandon. That's ball 1-2. Brian, a .212 hitter with 1 homer, 8 runs batted in. He's had 85 at bats. As a pinch hitter, he is 0 for 2.
Didn't have to be, and it wasn't most of the night.
1-1. Zambrano trying for his 10th Major League complete game. Ooh. 1-2. He's had command of that pitch tonight.
Sure has.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bogusevic is 4 for 21 on this homestand. Trying to snap an 0 for 11 right now. Launched over shortstop and out into shallow left field. In for a pinch single for Brian Bogusevic. That ends the string of 7 straight outs for Zambrano. No Astros reached second base yet tonight.
Zambrano able to get in the hands of Bogusevic here. Brian finding a little room out there in shallow left field. Not one to write home about, but he'll take it.
Good. Hit number 3 for Houston, all singles. They did not have an extra base hit yesterday. They had 8 singles against the Cardinals. Schaefer is 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. Schaefer takes ball 1. So the last time the Astros had an extra base hit was in the 8th inning on Saturday night. Jed Lowry had a triple following Carlos Lee's double. Steve Cishek is working in the bullpen for Miami.
John Buck out to have a talk with Zambrano. He flew open in the last couple of pitches, and Buck just trying to slow him down a little bit here. A pitcher gets this late in the game, he starts to see the finish line and gets into a little bit of a hurry, and they're just going to try to slow him down and get him back into that rhythm he's had all night long.
Well, he had 7 innings of shutout ball in his last start at San Francisco Wednesday. 99 pitches so far, and he has extended that shutout string into the 9th inning tonight.
Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach for the Marlins in his 3rd year here. He's been a major league pitching coach for a good long while, and just out there to tell Zambrano, hey, just do what you've been doing all night long. Get yourself a ground ball. It's been a big weapon for him.
Right there for a strike. 2-1. 3 times Zambrano could have been the winning pitcher, but the lead after he left the game got away in the 9th inning this year. It's 3-1 now. And one of those was against the Astros in Miami on the 14th of April. They had a 4-1 lead when he left after 6. The Astros rallied to win it 5-4. Foul back.
His numbers ended up being okay in that ball game, but he really struggled with his command. He walked 6 in that game tonight. He's been really sharp in terms of his location and his movement, and just his pitch ability to moving the ball in and out and working that split finger pitch in.
Ground ball first. Sanchez throwing to second. There's the play by Reyes. What a play to get it back to Sanchez for a 3-6-3 double play. The throw was low and on the backhand side, and Reyes reached down and quickly returned it to Sanchez.
4 double plays now?
Yes. That was unbelievable.
4. It could have been 5. A great job by Reyes, reaching down, and then a good strong throw. Pretty much flat-footed.
Yeah.
He made that throw. Didn't have any momentum. It was all arm.
That pitch upstairs on Altuve.
They had the chance at that other double play when Sanchez couldn't handle the one-hop throw to first base.
True. Ball 1 to Jose. Now it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Zambrano trying for shutout number 5 of his career, including that no-hitter against the Astros. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Altuve was hit by a pitch in the first. He singled in the 4th. Still no Astros second base in this game. J.D. Martinez on deck. 107 pitches for Big Z. This could be the 5th time he's pitched at least 8 shutout innings against Houston in his career. 3-2 now.
Slider.
Brings it in for strike 3 to end the shutout win, and win number 1 for Zambrano. Strikeout number 9 for him, and a powerful performance tonight. Stanton hit one of the 3 Marlin home runs, and it's Marlins 4, Astros nothing.